which can be viewed at pactv.org/stream. Our ground rules here are any speaker giving public comment is allotted up to 5 minutes in which to speak. Public comment can be made at the beginning or end of each meeting or in regard to a particular agenda item the speaker wishes to be heard on. Anyone who wishes to attend it virtually may do so using Zoom. Our meeting code is 995-2986-0638. Our meeting passcode is 100131. If you don't have Zoom and you'd like to reach us via telephone, it is 929-205-6099. Same meeting code 995-2986-0638. Meeting passcode 100131. We will not be able to see you. We will see your phone number and I'll most likely ask who you are so we know who's squatting on our meetings, just in case we have highly classified information that we're talking about. We don't want any journalists kind of snooping in our conversations. Anyway, having said that, the views of this committee are their own opinions and do not necessarily reflect the majority view of this committee. So we'll start off with public comment. If we have any, I don't see any public on the screen here. So before we get into our agenda, which is approving list attendees, do you want,
You don't have to do the roll call, but just list who's here.
as in say, who's he?
Yes,
Okay, so
because that was cut off.
oh, I see. All right. Because we were not recorded at the beginning, the people who are on this call do you want it alphabetically or just as I do them?
Just as you do.
Thank you. Mr. Snyder, Ms. O'Connor, Mr. Howard, Mr. Green, Mr. Pizarro, Mr. Lally, Ms. Tompkins, Ms. Richards, Mr. Trudell, myself, and I'm going to introduce our newest member number 15. So those are the people that have been made present and accounted for. And I want to introduce our latest member, and this is Jean Dunn. And Jean came highly recommended. And when I looked at her resume and her background, this is about the best candidate that we could possibly imagine. She's got amazing experience, works for the town of Kingston. She knows the lingo. I was quite impressed. So I'm going to let you talk a little about yourself and let us know who you are and what you can do for us.
I'm originally from West Roxbury in Boston. I've been down in Plymouth about 15 years full-time. I have about 25 years working in finance with banking, deposit operations, exception processing. And then I went to work for private companies, running all of their finance, accounts payable, hiring, payroll, things along those lines. And then I recently, a few years ago, started working for the town of Kingston, which is a great opportunity. It lets me see different facets of how a town is run and how to run an enterprise fund, which I've never done before. So it's very interesting. And I'm also the secretary for the zoning board. So I kind of get a glimpse at all of the different departments, how they come together and make decisions. So I'm glad to be here and I'm really looking forward to working with you guys.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
He's also very familiar with enterprise funds. Yes, very, and that's awesome. So for the record, Gail Butler has joined us at 5. You're in our meeting, so you need to just deal with that. We're at 5:06 p.m. and you are accounted for. So we're going to approve the minutes of February 27th. Do we have any questions? Any additions? I know some people called in some changes to Jeanette. Isn't it February 27th and March 5?
We're starting in January 29th.
You're going back that far?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one we approved the 20th.
Oh,
I'm like, where
oh,
are
Jesus.
we? And the agenda.
Okay. Let's start on January 29th.
Thank you.
Any additions, modifications, clarifications? Any otherations? No, hearing and seeing none. Mr. Lally, would you care to, make a motion to approve?
I move to move the minutes.
All right,
Moving.
and the second, how about Ms. Tompkins, a second?
Second.
So we have a first from Mr. Lally, a second from Ms. Tompkins on approving January 29th meeting minutes. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, we will, take a vote on approving the minutes of January 29th. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. And Mr. Dunn is not here still. Mr. Green,
Hold on, I think I got bumped.
okay, Mr.
Mr.
Green,
Dunn.
how do you vote on January 29th minutes?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
And Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
And it passes unanimously. So we have approved the minutes of January 29th. Oh, I'm sorry. And Ms. Dunn, if you haven't read the minutes, you may abstain. Okay, and you abstain. All right, sorry, I need to put you on my schedule. Right, go, Mr. Dunn. Okay, thank you for that. Up next is the February 5th meeting minutes. Are there any questions, comments, clarifications, modifications? I see no response. So, Ms. O'Connor, would you care to make a motion to approve February 5th meeting minutes?
So moved.
And Mr. Trudell, would you care to second that?
I would second that.
Thank you so much. We have a first from Ms. O'Connor and a second from Mr. Trudell to approve the February 5, 2025 meeting minutes as they have been presented to us. Any discussion? Okay, and we will go for the vote. Ms. Butler, how do you vote on the February 5th, 2025 minutes?
Yes.
Ms. Dunn
Abstain.
and Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
Okay, so we have one abstention and it passes with the rest of our group approving. All right, let's go to the February 12th meeting minutes. Any comments, clarifications, modifications, substitutions? Hearing and seeing none. Let's see, Mr. Snyder, would you care to move to approve the February 12th, 2025 minutes?
I move to approve the February 12th minutes.
Thank you so much. Mr. Howard, would you care to second that motion?
Second.
Thank you. We have a first from Mr. Snyder, a second from Mr. Howard to approve the February 12th, 2025 minutes. Do we have any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, we'll go to the vote. And Ms. Butler, how do you vote on the February 12th, 2025 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Dunn,
I abstained.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
thank you. Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins,
Yes.
Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We have one abstention and the rest are in the approval. And so we move on to the February 19th, 2025 minutes. Do we have any additions, subtractions, clarifications, modifications? Hearing and seeing none. Mr. Howard, would you care to make a motion to approve the February 19th minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. Mr. Green, would you mind seconding that motion?
Second the motion.
Thank you so much. So we have a motion from Mr. Howard, a second from Mr. Green to approve the February 19th, 2025 minutes. Do you have any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, we'll go to the roll. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Dunn,
I abstain.
thank you. Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
Mr. Trudell,
Yes.
we have one abstention and the rest are in the positive. Okay, that brings us to the February 26th.
February
Yes.
26th.
Yeah, February 26th, 2025 minutes. Any additions, subtractions, modifications, clarifications? We do have a taker here. All right, there
Very
is
quick.
life around this table. Thank you. Ms. O'Connor.
Clarification. So I wasn't at this meeting, but I did read the minutes.
Okay,
Do you want me to abstain or? vote?
no,
Okay,
if you feel comfortable,
okay,
that's the rule. You,
Got it.
and you know, and I've mentioned this to you, you can also, if you see it on video after the meeting.
Yeah.
You read through the minutes, if you feel comfortable voting, then you absolutely can
Okay.
vote.
Great.
And if you've been to the meetings and for some reason you zoned out and you're not comfortable, you can always abstain.
Good clarification.
Opt out of that one too, just, it works
Right.
both ways. Okay, so, let's see, Ms. Richards, would you like to, make a motion to approve the February 26 minutes?
I make that motion.
Excellent. Ms. Butler, would you like to second that motion to approve the minutes of February 26?
Second.
Excellent. So we have a first from Ms. Richards and a second from Ms. Butler to approve the February 26, 2025 meeting minutes. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, we'll go to the roll. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
I abstain.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
And Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
We have one abstention and the rest are in the positive, and we have approved the 2026. And now we go to the February 2027 meeting minutes. And is there any clarifications, additions, modifications? Hearing and seeing none, let's see, who hasn't had a motion out there? Oh, I don't know, guess we gotta start back again. Mr. Lally, would you move to approve the minutes, February 27th? Ms. Tompkins, would you like to second that?
Seconded.
Thank you so much. We have a first from Mr. Lally and a second from Ms. Tompkins to approve the February 27, February 27, 2025 meeting minutes. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. We are gonna go to the roll. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
I abstain.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
Mr. Trudell,
Yes.
and one abstention, and the rest are in the positive, so we have approved the February 27th minutes, and we're down to our last one. Whoa, we're just burning through them, guys. This is the March 5th, 2025, and I do believe we had a modification on that, just so that everybody was aware. That was the one with Molly, right?
Would
Was it-
be,
Was that with the one that?
well, but that wouldn't be in, yes, yes,
Okay,
it was.
so-
It's not in this document, but yes, it's part of the
It-
minutes.
it's
and
the
was
March 5
changed.
one, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Molly, we had you present at that and you weren't, so we put you on the absent
Yes.
to make that. Okay, that was the only well, and then we just clarified 10 million versus 10,000.
I did receive,
your presence.
not just this one, but I did receive emailed corrections to multiple ones, just, and they have all been incorporated.
All right, and then nothing
As I received
substantive
them.
that would have changed
No.
anybody's vote.
No,
Okay,
Nothing like
excellent.
that.
Very good. So that goes to, let's see, Mr. Pizarro, I have not forgotten about you out there in the wilderness with the sun coming down behind you. Would you care to make a motion to approve the minutes of March 5th?
So moved.
Excellent. And Ms. Dunn, would you care to second that motion?
Second that.
Gotta put you to work. Okay, so we have a first from Mr. Pizarro and a second from Ms. Dunn to approve the March 5th, 2025 meeting minutes. And any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Butler, how do you vote on the March 5th, 2025 meeting minutes?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Dunn,
I abstain.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
And it is one abstention and the rest are in the positive. Okay, so we don't have any last minute town meeting articles. Under new and old and other business, so all of you have been to at least a caucus meeting. How is that working out? Is it? Anybody have any feedback?
I went to number 2 at the school. It was well run. There were 2 people from the school committee who came in, 1 selectman came in. And he took the motions that are out of order in order to accommodate the people there. It was well run. They had their discussions and I was impressed.
All right, well, thank you. That was precinct 2, Matt Tavares. Excellent. Any other comments?
So one of the, I know Article 12 is going to be a hot item, even though we anticipate the select board voting it as a no motion, no action. But from the 3 that I was attending, it appears somebody is going to be moving that question along. Hopefully it doesn't take up an enormous amount of time at town meeting where they're spending so much time on that and not enough on the actual budget. Because what I did find last night, I was at precinct 15, and there was a lot of discussion about Article 12 and not a single discussion about the budget. In fact, Article 5, which is the budget, we skipped right over, we flew right through.
Yeah.
Similar observation on Monday at 8 is
Yeah,
emphasis on certain articles and barely brush the budget.
other than the skid steer.
Oh, yes.
There was a lot of discussion about the skid steer.
What is that?
Kids.
What is?
It's like a
what
bobcat.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
the skid steer for the school department and what is a skid steer?
Okay, and enlighten us what you learned.
Well, I already knew what. it is. But I was
Don't
trying
keep it
to
to
educate.
yourself.
It's a bobcat. It's just like, a
Oh,
bobcat. It's
bobcat.
just like a large bobcat,
Okay,
without the back bucket.
okay, so
So-
a word to the town meeting reps, focus on the budget. That's really the big job. I hope that you're right. I hope this is not a distraction, but I was at a precinct meeting yesterday and a lot of the discussion was on Article 12, and it's just a very emotional discussion, so it's not unusual, but like you said, I hope it doesn't take up all of Saturday and into Monday night either.
Right, right. Well, fortunately, it's after the budget. It's the 12 is after.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
right.
it's
No, it's the
special.
annual.
Your special.
No,
Oh, it's the
yeah.
annual.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
special
But it
comes
could be full.
first, so you hit 12 and then that cuts off the end of special and goes into annual, so.
Yeah.
We shall see, right?
Yeah.
Must see TV, as they say, so, any other, new, old, I see hands up, Mr. Snyder, the floor is yours.
You're muted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was at precinct 12. And I was very impressed. It was a very well-run meeting. They had really good questions. And they actually really considered the finance committee's opinion on everything. I thought that was great. And I was actually prepared and had everything all in order and it went really, really well. And I was very impressed with the questions they asked. And there was also some people from the town, some employees that were there as well, pushing their budgets and things. So I thought it was really a nice meeting. I was proud to be part of it, as opposed to last year when I was at the meetings and I had no idea what was going on. So it was good that, one
That's
year
what
I
happens
learned a
when you're
little
a
bit.
rookie, Mark.
Yeah.
You're a sophomore, you're no longer a freshman. And that's where you start to think you know it all when you only know part of it. Next year you'll be a junior and then it's all good.
And this appears to be the meeting where Mark got a haircut.
It's catchy.
Looking snappy.
Mr. Green, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I would just kind of report on my caucuses. So I went to one in Red Brook. I think it's 15. Don't quote me on the number, but they had a great meeting there.
17, yeah,
So,
15. 's Pine
sure,
Hills.
yeah. Oh, sorry, no, I wasn't at, I was at Pine Hills, not Red Brook, sorry.
Oh, so you're 15 as well.
Yes, it was a great meeting. I think the residents or the town meeting members are deeply concerned about the ever escalating tax burden in this town, and that was a big topic of discussion. And luckily, the gun thing was kind of in a hiatus at that time, so we didn't have to talk about it. So I thought that, and then the one I was at last night at the fire station were very good, and people were actually interested in the budget, which was refreshing. So. And then the other thing is just be prepared to debate any given select board member on the merits of the nuclear stabilization fund if they choose to partake. That's it.
Yeah, that's a dangerous one there. Dan, you're talking about going up against the formidable Kevin Canty, my predecessor, who was actually yesterday in the motions meeting launched a salvo across the table at me, like, I'm going to get you again this year. So I'm working on it. I'm talking to council. I've got a consultant working with me on how to take down Kevin Canty this year. So if you're listening,
Love
Kevin, I'm on to you. So anyway, the thing with Pine Hills, just so that people know, it kind of irks us. The taxes do irk us a bit because not only do we pay the taxes that everybody else pays to the town, but we also don't get trash service like everybody gets from the town. And we don't get snow removal like everybody gets from the town. We pay for that separately.
And water and sewer.
We don't have
And-
trash
We don't have
service.
trash.
There aren't, nobody gets trash
I
service?
pay for
No.
trash service.
Okay,
No.
but you do get the plows. But there are places that.
But
do
we're
get
on a
trash.
I'm on a private road.
Well, that's okay.
And but, yes, and actually I was at Pine Hills last night as well for their second meeting. And found the same thing that Dan did. Can I just make one comment?
You can make your
Dan,
comments.
I would like to just comment on the Plymouth Independence article on the right to farm. And Dan was the kind of the primary speaker in that article, and Bruce was also mentioned in that. And I want to say kudos to both of you for fighting that fight for the residents.
So explain.
Thank you.
So I think Dan or Bruce can probably explain that there.
Yeah,
They're-
I can give the latest and greatest. So actually on Monday, the 31st at the library, we're doing a presentation on the farm compact, which is the alternative to rules and regulations. So if anybody's interested in that or hearing a recording of that, that'll be available if you can't make it. But the goal is to have general guidelines versus strict rules, and it's going pretty well so far.
So, so just to preface that, the Department of Health is looking to severely limit the people who have chickens, farm animals, and depending on the size of your lot, and make really severe restrictions. So, what is the Agricultural Commission?
Yes.
Yes, is trying to work with the town to remove those, not put those restrictions in place. But try and work with the commission to make other adjustments.
I think we should thank Patrick Farrett and Rich Vaca for their help in advancing the work of that commission. So Christina, thank you for your recognition, and thank you for swapping sessions with me. That worked out beautifully for me. So
Oh,
I
you're very
appreciate it.
welcome. You're anytime.
Excellent. Well, we got through the big crunch day, which was March 26th. So it should ease a little bit into the next week, and then town meeting. I hope everybody can make it to town meeting, at least stay for part of it. I don't expect you to stay for all of it. But it just gives you a taste of, it's kind of cool to stand there and watch our work. They're discussing things that we brought to the table, some of these things that our town meeting reps never would have considered unless they had heard it from us or read it from our recommendations. So our work is valuable.
And I think also, just to mention, the motions that they take up are the motions that we made or amended and made. So that's a lot of, in fact, a lot of town meeting members don't understand that the motions that they're gonna be taking up and voting on are our motions as amended by us. So,
Exactly.
and I'm just gonna put one little point out there. Make sure you bring cash for lunch if you're staying for lunch. Because they don't take credit card. They only take cash for coffee, for whatever.
And Bitcoin.
And, I know.
I always bring
So-
extra.
Oh, good.
So
You know,
people-
we're-
Yeah.
Lunch
Lunch is on
bring cash,
Yeah.
Lunch is on check.
I think I know.
Yeah, you should take that back. Strike that from the minutes, please. That was dangerous. That was a good. Point.
Thanks for the reminder.
I don't mean to take over.
No,
Sorry.
no. Okay, so if there isn't any other business,
No meeting next week.
there's no meeting next Wednesday. We are done with the meeting. So again, the only meeting that I would like to see everybody at, other than your caucus meetings, is the annual town meeting and spring special, which is April 4th. It begins at 8 o'clock, I believe. And I
April
think
5th.
April 5th, I'm sorry.
Yes.
The Saturday, the 5th.
8
And
o'clock.
at the moment, we have no special FinCom meeting scheduled for
Mm,
Saturday.
we have it on the schedule, but we are not
I will
calling
post
for,
it just in case something, I have to.
yeah,
Alright.
there hopefully won't be.
I'll know the day before and then you just
Okay.
don't need to show up early.
But we'll know in advance whether we're gonna meet before it.
If you'll confirm like the time we need to be there by.
Yeah, I'll be there by 8, but if you hear differently, then you might need to be there by 7:30.
And if we don't need to have a meeting before town meeting, when is our next ANF meeting, please?
It's May 21st. I don't have a
Thank you.
calendar.
Yeah, it's not
Way
in
to
April.
go. We get a little vacation.
Woo-hoo.
Ooh,
It's compensatory time off. Look at that.
I don't know what you all do, not having a Wednesday night meeting, when you get in the habit, right? It's a bad habit to break, not really.
I don't even know what's on TV on Wednesday nights.
Okay, any public comment? I saw somebody from the public there, maybe not. Okay, that's the last bit of business. Let's see, Ms. O'Connor, would you like to do our favorite thing, which is to make a motion to end this meeting?
So moved.
And with great sadness and trepidation, Ms. Richards, would you like to second that motion?
No, okay,
All
I
right, get the
second.
Scotties out. Here we go. All right, we have motion on the table to end this meeting. And with that, any discussion of adjournment? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Butler, what's your feeling about adjournment tonight? You're gonna go with it? All right,
Yeah.
you got it. Ms. Dunn?
Yes.
All right, that was her first
Yeah.
vote. All right, congratulations. Yay. Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lally.
Yes,
What happened to Green?
Ms. O'Connor, no,
Mr. Green.
Mr. Green, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
yes.
Mr. Snyder. Mr. Snyder.
Oui, monsieur. Yes.
Okay, qu'est-ce que c'est? And Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
And Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
And we have unanimous voting to approve adjournment, and so we are adjourned at 5:31.